Hi there, welcome to chapter 26. The last chapter, Stefan went back into the cellar, but Simone, after waiting for 10 minutes, got worried and she went down the stairs herself. Let's see what happened there. Unten angekommen, leuchtet sie in die Dunkelheit und geht langsam von einem Raum zum nächsten. It's a bit long. So, unten. Well, it's related to under, and you can see that, you know, the TD game, right? So, if something is under your feet, basically, yeah, it is below. So, unten. We have unter, which means under, but unten with the N, it's below. Yeah, you have to really go down to find an N in German. So angekommen, came on, which means she arrived. Yeah, if you come to something that you can touch, an kind of always indicates it's very close. And leuchten is related to Licht. Yeah, you see leucht and Licht. Hope you see the similarity, and that's light. So she lights into the Dunkelheit. So dunkel, I only have a little mnemonic for you. Either you are good at basketball or you dunk as if you were in the dark. Yeah, or you always wait until it's dark before you go into Dunkin' Donuts because you're too ashamed to admit that you like that. So she is using her pocket lamp her torchlight to light into the darkness and goes in a long manner. So slowly from A, which basically here means one because it's one room, to remember the shortened version is always, yeah, like this. And nächsten is the same in English. You could also see it like this. Next, CHS in German is pronounced like an X, so it's the same. But here, not in this case, because yeah, well, the syllable ends here. So nächsten. Unten angekommen leuchtet sie in die Dunkelheit und geht langsam von einem Raum zum nächsten. And what we didn't repeat is the room. Am Ende des Kellers ist eine kleine Kammer. Kammer you will find again at the, so it's an dem, yeah, but if you can shorten it, we do. At the end of the cellar is a Calvin Klein, makes two small underwear, and a Kammer is a chamber. So what might be in that chamber? I wonder why this doesn't allow me to. Die Tür ist nicht verschlossen. Remember we had Schloss Neuschwanstein, and yeah, it was a castle, and a castle is worth a lot of money, so you better lock the doors. So the door is not locked, verschlossen. And there is a couple of variants of this. There is also geschlossen. If you see the word geschlossen at the entrance of any store, it simply means it's closed. It's different from being locked. Yeah, so verschlossen, locked, and geschlossen, closed. So die Tür ist nicht verschlossen, it's not locked, sondern nur angelehnt. Well, lehnen is same in English, is to lean, so it's only leaned on the frame. It's not closed, it's not locked, it's just that. And sondern is related to sonst, which is otherwise, but sondern on its own turned into but. And this is a but that requires a nicht in the sentence before, which we had in the sentence nicht verschlossen. Yeah? So you need a nicht or a kein to be able to use sondern. So it's only closed and not even fully. Simone betritt die Kammer und bekommt einen Schock. And again, just for you, sie, yeah, she is Simone. So treten is to step. Yeah, so she steps into the chamber, and that means she enters it. And she, careful, she doesn't become a shock. The context should give you some help here, which means she gets a shock or she gets shocked. Yeah, bekommen means to get. That's one of the most popular false friends. Da liegt Stefans Körper. Remember da? There. Körper, also very lovely. Corpse. See the relationship? Yeah. So it's not the corpse, but it's related to the word, and it's simply the body. Before the body, before you have a corpse, you have a body, right? So I can give that away. Stefan is not dead, no worries. And leblos is life, live less. Los is often less. Yeah, not always. Arbeitslos, it's workless. Yeah. But we also have wertlos, which is worthless. So los often is, or it has the meaning of less. So ausgestreckt, let me quickly check. Well, strecken, well, out, and strecken is basically stretch, just that the H turned into a K in German. So stretched out onto the Kellerboden. So what is a Boden is basically the same word as bottom. And what's at the bottom? That's the floor. So Boden most of the time means floor, where you stand on with your feet. In different contexts it has one other meaning, but we don't go there. Simones Herz rast. Remember, the Herz is the heart. Yeah, Herz. But it's written with just RZ. And rasen is the same in English. Races. Rasen. Yeah, races. Schnell beugt sie sich zu Stefan hinunter und schüttelt ihn. I actually have to look up schnell again, but it's the opposite of langsam, which you remember maybe, is slow. And beugen is related to bow. Yeah, it's more or less E-U-O, more or less the same sound with a bit of fantasy. So she bows down. The down is here, remember, she bows under, yeah, it means she bows down towards Stefan. And then she schüttelt ihn, and it's possibly related to shudder, which is like, and that means she shakes him, yeah, to see whether he's still alive. Stefan, Stefan, ist alles in Ordnung? I think you can figure that out, right? Is all in order, so it means is everything okay? Kannst du mich hören? Easy stuff, ne? By the way, if I go too fast, just pause the video and take your time. No need to rush through this or run after me. Doch reagiert nicht. Doch is a lovely word, yeah? It's usually opposing in something that someone says. For example, someone asks me, hast du keine Uhr? Don't you have a watch? I say, doch, doch. Yes, of course. But here, it's more a but. Yeah? He reacts not. Yeah? And you see react is also here, react. Well, maybe he's dead after all. Simone beugt sich zu Stefan hinunter und gibt ihm eine Ohrfeige nach der anderen. So we had this just now, yeah? She is bowing down towards him, she's bending down and gives him a ear, we just talked about it, and Feige is the same in English, it's a fig, yeah? You just kill the E. So an ear fig, and an ear fig is, God knows why, maybe because of the color of your ear that you get slapped, so it's a slap, yeah? And I think the association here is with fegen, which means to brush or to broom, yeah? So you hit someone as if you had a broom, yeah? And that's how it got into a feige, an ear fig. Imagine you slapped someone with a fig in your hand and they got really mushy stuff in their ear afterwards. So, eine Ohrfeige nach der anderen, literally, theoretically, you see the Ohrfeige here. So, after the other. Yeah? So, one after the other. Plötzlich wird sie von hinten angerempelt. I think we had the plötzlich. Here's a little mnemonic. Suddenly, the plot changed. Yeah, and wird, you come across again and again, is used for a couple of things. Most of the time, it is used to create the passive, which we have here. You see ge and t. That's the past participle. But with werden, it is a passive form. Is being bumped into. I think I looked up the rempeln, but I couldn't find anything on that. Yeah, so gerempelt. Do you have any association with rempeln? What does it sound like? Maybe share it in the community. What is rempeln about in your mind? Well, it might be a ramp. Yeah, so maybe if you bump into someone, it feels like you're falling off a ramp or something. Yeah, keep that in mind. So from behind, from, hinten, we had unten, which means downstairs, below, and hinten, behind. Yeah, from behind, von hinten. Sie fällt längs über Stefans Körper und hört einen Schrei. So längs is related to lang, so and the S makes it kind of an along or in a long manner, and in this context lengthwise. She is falling over Stefan's corpse, which is his body. And she hears, and you see the subject is still here, just hidden. She hears a, well, cry or a scream. They're both in there. It's a combination of cry and scream, the Schrei. There's even an image, if you look, der Schrei, I forgot the painter, forgive me for not remembering these things. And then you see it, well, somehow a being crying, or crying out loud, or screaming actually. So it's something in between. Simone lässt ihre Taschenlampe fallen. Lassen often works if you translate it as lets, and you see the S and the T is already there, just turned around. So she lets fall, and if you let something fall, you basically drop something. Her pocket lamp. Dann ist es plötzlich, remember the plot suddenly changed, zappenduster. Duster, lovely word. We had dunkel, another word for that is duster, and you know, in the dark you can't see any dust, so it's a nice reminder. And Zappen is related to military, where we have the Zapfen Streich, which is the end of the day. Yeah, it's usually when they play this trumpet with this nice sound. Depends on what association you have with that. So it's as dark as it is when they blow the trumpet and the military, in the military, and to tell you to go to bed. That was chapter 26, and hope you enjoyed it, and see you in chapter 27.